Hello, sister.
Hello.
Thank you for allowing me to interview you. I will not go to the details of what is really happening in the Philippines because I hope and I pray that Filipinos are already aware of this, the environmental issues,
Yes.
the poverty, the demolitions that you were talking about a while ago, the situations of the indigenous people, the oppression, the drug on war, and more.
Yeah.
Okay, sister, I know that you are having a hard time now. Let me first ask you a question. How are you, sister?
Well, I'm all right, but it's very difficult because you're always waiting for something to happen, and I'm the sort that likes to plan ahead, and you can't quite plan ahead because you're never quite sure what the Bureau of Immigration is going to do next, what the Department of Justice will do next. So that I'm trying to learn to live with the insecurity and living day to day.
Sister, can I ask, what is your congregation?
Well, the official name is Notre Dame de Sion. We often call it in English Our Lady of Sion because we were founded in France.
Okay. What is your apostolate, sister?
We were actually founded by a Jew and who had become a Catholic at that stage, and we talk about our apostolate as reminding the church that her roots are in Judaism and working for the fulfillment of the promises of first given to the Jewish people, a world of justice, peace and love. So we talk about our apostolate as being three-pronged: to the church, to the Jewish people, and to a world of justice, peace and love. So we don't have a specific work, but all of it's based on that biblical spirituality and that call to make a new world.
Okay, sister. So I'm curious now. How come you have you come up with the idea of going here in the Philippines to do your apostolate?
Well, the chance arose after a general chapter. We have in the congregation a general chapter every 6 years, which sets the trust and the priorities for the next 6 years. And in 1986, we had a chapter, and we were talking about seeing the world through the eyes of the poor.
Yes.
And when we looked at where we were in the world, we weren't in Asia, where the majority of people are, and the majority of people are poor. So Australia was tasked to look into some sort of insertion in Asia. Now, I had been, it was in the 70s, before you were born, and we were reading, and liberation theology was becoming a big thing,
Yes.
And I was reading it, but I really didn't understand it. And it was really in Israel where I met a Filipina sister who was, at that time it was martial law, and she was wanting to be with her people in the streets, wanting to be with her people as they struggled for freedom. And I thought, that's what liberation theology is about, being with the people in their struggles for, to change society, for freedom, for justice. And so when I went back to Australia from Israel, I was involved in a solidarity group. Then when the congregation came up with this and we went through a process and finally decided on the Philippines, I volunteered.
Sister, how long have you been serving here in the Philippines?
I came in 1990, so we had our 28th anniversary the other day.
Congratulations, sister.
Thank you.
Okay, sister, you are very well known in serving the poor and the oppressed. What could be your message for these people, for these oppressed people?
Well, I think what our gospel message, our biblical message is always that that's not how life should be. People shouldn't be oppressed. People have a right to join together to lift themselves out of oppression, and we are all called to move towards some society where there's not oppression anymore, where people can live with dignity and freedom and justice and peace.
Thank you, sister. Currently, sister, we are having this synod for the youth in the Vatican, and I want you to at least give us a challenge for us, those who want also to serve the poor, the oppressed. What will be your message for us, seminarians, the youth?
I think it's very clear from our scriptures that God is very clearly, and Jesus is very clearly in the poor. And if we want to meet Jesus, we have to be with them in solidarity, be with them, getting to know them as friends, share their joys, their sufferings, their anxieties, their hopes, as the Vatican Council called us to do. And and give our whole hearts to that, and with them try and bring about, the kingdom, which is, like we have to dream of what society can be like, and then work towards that with the people who are the most oppressed in society, I think.
Wonderful, sister. Sister, thank you once again for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.